There are places on our planet that have rightfully earned the title of a tourist paradise on Earth. One of these is the Portuguese island of Madeira. Here you can walk along unique ecological trails along stone irrigation channels, swim in pools that were born thanks to volcanic lava, visit unique relic forests. And there is also one of the most unusual and dangerous airports in the world. Well, about everything in order. Madeira is an autonomous region of Portugal, formed by the archipelago of the same name and other groups of islands inhabited among them too. This is Porto Santo and actually the largest and main island of the Madeira region. It is located in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean, about 500 kilometers from Morocco and thousands of kilometers from Portugal. The word Madeira is translated from Portuguese as forest. Naturally, the name was not born by chance. It appeared in the 15th century, when European navigators first arrived here and saw the forest thickets. The islands have a subtropical climate, which is considered one of the mildest in the world. The average daily temperature in winter is plus 16 degrees, in summer around plus 22 degrees. From May to July, rains are extremely rare, and most of the precipitation falls from November to February. In general, you can come almost at any time of the year and it will be comfortable. For a long time, traveling around the island of Madeira, and then we will talk mainly about it, was very difficult. Locals had to risk their health walking along steep and rocky mountain trails to visit a friend or relative living in a neighboring valley. Now the road network here resembles the Swiss one. Wide tunnels and overpasses make it easy to move from the south coast to the north. And today, driving on the roads of Madeira is not a continuous torment, but an opportunity to admire the rich tropical greenery, coastal cliffs, and blue sky. In general, you wonder what kind of highway was built on a small island. Its length is 57 kilometers, and its width is no more than 27. At the same time, the permanent population of Madeira is only about 260,000 people. This became possible after Portugal joined the European Union. The EU has allocated funds for the development of the island's infrastructure due to the growing tourist flow. Previously, it was possible to get to Madeira only by sea transport, but now there is an air service. Guests arriving by plane are greeted by Madeira Airport, opened in 1964. He is considered one of the most dangerous in the world. The initial project provided for 2 runways with a length of 1,600 meters each, but in 1977 the Boeing 727 aircraft of the airline Topper Portugal crashed. 131 people died and 33 people survived. At that time it was the largest plane crash in Portugal. As a result, the decision to increase the lanes by 200 meters, which had been in the air for so long, was made, and by 1986 the work was completed. There was one, but a longer and wider strip, but due to the increased interest in the island of tourists, this was not enough, and engineer Antonio Sagastevers planned a new expansion. In September 2000, a new runway with a length of 2,780 m was opened. The modernization is considered one of the most difficult to perform due to the type of terrain and airbrushing. This allowed the airport to receive the Outstanding Construction Award of 2004 from the International Association for Bridge and Structural Design, since the runway is located on a promontory projecting into the sea. Its lengthening was limited by the width of the cape. Often in such cases, an embankment is made, but the relief made this idea practically unrealizable. So it was decided to create a platform that holds 180 concrete columns with a diameter of 3 m and a height of up to 70 m. It all looks impressive. In fact, most of the runway is located on an overpass going into the sea. At the same time, on the one hand, The strip breaks off right above the highway, on the other it descends from the cliff. Madeira Airport has become one of the most recognizable and has received the right to receive large aircraft such as Airbus 340 or Boeing 747. At the moment, it serves about 3 million passengers annually. But despite all the upgrades, and now the Madeira Airport is a real test even for experienced pilots, and is consistently among the 10 most dangerous. Sometimes pilots are forbidden to land at all, strongly recommending to go to the Canary Islands. The main problem is the location of the airport. As I have already said, it is located on the Cape, and before landing, the plane must first be directed to the mountains, and almost at the very last moment abruptly change the direction of flight and enter the runway. And not only is it necessary to make an unusual maneuver, but the wind also becomes a more significant factor and periodically suspends the operation of the airport. But thanks to the high level of pilot training and coordinated actions of the staff, there have been no serious accidents at Madeira Airport since 1977. In 2017, the airport was named after Cristiano Ronaldo, a native of Madeira. In honor of such an outstanding event, a bust of a football player made by a non-professional sculptor was installed in the terminal. His creation quickly became a meme, as he portrayed Ronaldo with a crooked smile, eyes of different sizes, and generally not much like himself. Unfortunately, the bust that internet users liked so much did not last long. In 2018, a new sculpture was installed. But let's get back to the island. The largest city is the administrative center and the main port of Funchal. Its population in 2021 was slightly less than 106,000 people. There are a lot of greenery and white buildings with red roofs. Every year a flower festival is held in the capital, within the framework of which a parade of vintage cars is arranged. Importing cars to the island is not so easy. Therefore, it is customary to treat them carefully and pass them on by inheritance. Thanks to this, there are many old, but at the same time well-preserved cars in Madeira. The Funchal embankment is harmoniously adjacent to the seaport of the city, always filled with international liners, commercial ships, and pleasure yachts. Funchal is the most important cultural, tourist, and commercial center of the autonomous region. The most important sector of the region's economy is tourism, so only the share of restaurants and hotels in the formation of GDP is about 10%. But there is also income from trade, transport, and other spheres. All this forms a huge market for local entrepreneurs. A special economic zone has also been established in the region, which gives companies financial tax advantages. Simply put, an offshore zone was created to attract capital. The only sphere whose share is constantly decreasing is agriculture. But despite this, the major industrial sectors are the production of food and beverages, especially the world-famous Madeira wine. Interestingly, despite the remoteness of the island from Portugal itself, the nominal GDP per capita is about the same, about 24,000 euros. You can talk about the tourist places of Madeira for hours, but we will touch on only a few of them, so that you understand how unique this region is. A worthy place in the hit parade of the most picturesque places belongs to the Laurel Forest, which in 1999 was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The laurel forests of Madeira are valuable relict plantings. Many endemic species of plants and animals are noted here. At the same time, the forest is 90% primary, that is, it is the same as millions of years ago and has not been changed due to external factors. The height of some trees reaches up to 40 m. Here you can admire not only laurels with a rich history, but also geraniums, orchids, rare phallata, and pirate shrubs. Then from Funchal you can go to the observation deck of Cabo Gereo with a glass bottom, which is located at an altitude of almost 600 m. From here you can enjoy breathtaking views of the stunning nature of the island. If you like hiking, then walking along the plant channels, which are called levada, is great for this. They are small troughs concreted or paved with stone and run along the slopes of the mountains and picturesque places of the island. Levada was built due to the fact that rains occur more often in the northwest of the island than on the drier southeastern side. These channels are still in use today. Museum lovers will also have something to occupy their time with. There are more than 20 of them in Funchal alone. What can I say? Even an ordinary car trip will give a lot of emotions, as incredible views open up. And if you turn off the smooth motorway onto the roads laid a long time ago, diving down and climbing up the mountain serpentines again, then in addition to aesthetic pleasure, you will also experience the feeling that the discoverers experienced. The only thing missing on the main island is the beaches. Yes, despite the total length of the Madeira coast of almost 160 kilometers, there are practically no places where you can lie on the sand. But this is not surprising, since the average height of Madeira exceeds 1,300 meters above sea level. Therefore, almost the entire coastline of the island is a steep cliff, but this is not a problem. The second largest island of the archipelago, Porto Santo, is 15 minutes away, or 43 kilometers away. The 9-kilometer sandy beach is the main goal of tourists arriving here. Those who want to swim and sunbathe on the beach stop here. The main excursion programs are already taking place in Madeira. A round-trip flight costs about $100, which is not a problem for wealthy tourists. Well, for those who want to save money, there is a sea passenger service between the islands. In addition to the beach, one of the features of the island is the house of Christopher Columbus, where he lived for some time, in unusual basalt columns, the shape of which always surprises wherever they meet. But back to the island of Madeira. There are also places where you can cool down comfortably in seawater. On all the islands of the archipelago, you can find a pool that has a natural origin and appeared as a result of volcanic activity. Especially popular are the baths in the village of Porto Moniz, which receives thousands of tourists annually. In general, the island of Madeira is a real tourist paradise. There is absolutely everything here: a mild climate, beautiful nature, unique architecture. The kitchen deserves special attention. A 9 kilometers long beach on a neighboring island, hiking trails, excellent scenic roads to all major attractions. This is really an amazing region, but you need to understand that it was the infrastructure created by man that helped to show it in all its glory. That's it. Share the video. If you liked it, write comments, put likes. See you soon.